Alright guys, we're live. This video is... I'm so tired of going on YouTube and seeing all these videos. All the cop haters. This is for all the cop haters. I have seen so many these audit, First Amendment audit videos. I've seen... Alright, for example, I've seen a video I just watched, happened in Philadelphia. SWAT team was serving a warrant, and one of the SWAT members was shot as he was trying to enter the door. Homeowner, they had a warrant for the grandson that had his the address listed as his residence. So the homeowner, I don't know if the guy was there or not, but they had the warrant. They were totally legal and justified to be there with the warrant. Upon entry, one of the SWAT officers was shot. They're claiming that they never seen or never heard the officer's commands, that they were the police, and to open the door. This is bullshit. I'm willing to bet that, because most SWAT entries or search warrants and stuff like that, they're usually always recorded for purposes like this. So I can almost guarantee that they're just giving a line of shit. It was an excuse to pop a round off at a cop. So now you have a SWAT officer fighting for his life in the hospital. And all these people are, good for the cop, serves them right. Come to my house, it's gonna happen. This is bullshit. You guys are a bunch of tough guys, and yous aren't. Yous won't. I'm fed up with the sovereign citizens videos. They're getting old. I'm gonna give everybody a little insight on the whole sovereign citizen situation. Sovereign citizens believe that they are pulled over on a traffic stop, and they don't have to provide their license, registration, insurance, all that, because of the fact that they're free to travel. Okay? You're not free to travel. I mean, anyone could travel. A lot of people. That's why there's travel agents. So no one's saying it's against the law to travel. But what it is against the law is failing to ID when you're Listen, when you drive, you get your driver's license. That is not a right of the Constitution. That is a privilege to drive. Okay? A driver's license is pretty much like a contract promising that you will follow and obey all the rules of the road. You are not free to travel on the land. The most thing I could think of what that actually means is private property. Okay, for like farmlands. You could have a 16-year-old kid driving around without a license, and he is on a farmland. It's private property. Okay, you're not on a public roadway. You're not on a city roadway, a county roadway, a state highway. It is described in the vehicle code as a roadway. Okay, it's not considered a highway, a track. It's considered a roadway. Okay, that's why you don't see cops pulling people over for running a stop sign in a parking lot of Sam's Club. They might. There is certain circumstances that they might do it. 90% of the time they don't do it because of the fact it's private property. And it's kind of hard in court to say that they were on a roadway. But you could very well be violating by putting the public in danger. So it doesn't entitle you to go 65 miles an hour through a parking lot where there was people and children walking into a store. you were putting the public in jeopardy. That is probable cause to stop you. That is probable cause to stop you and ask you for your license, registration, insurance. Then they can enforce that. There are certain laws. People need to understand this, okay? Everyone says that these sovereign citizens, that they're screwing with their right to travel. That is not part of the Constitution. That was designed before the Constitution was even finished being written. And when the Constitution came out and says you have to obey by all criminal laws, that trumps everything. That was that that whole black dictionary bullshit, free and have it, it's bullshit. It does not apply anymore. And I see all these videos of sovereign citizens saying that the police are invading their rights. And you see all these videos, but what you never see a video is of the actual outcome of it, the actual court case where they fight it. You know why you don't see these court cases? Because they lose. Because the judges laugh at them and say, listen, you're guilty. I don't know what to tell you. But now I'm getting pissed because people are making videos and laughing at police officers that are getting shot in the freaking face. It's enough. I just watched a video. It was labeled that, what was it labeled? Police threatened to kill a pastor. Okay? The video shows the cop, video shows the cop walk up to the car. Of course, the pastor has an inch of the window rolled down, if that. Won't give him his license, registration, won't provide his identity. You have to provide your identity on a traffic stop. Listen, whether you think you are being violated or not, you have to do it. Okay? That is probable cause to take you into custody, take you down to the state police barracks, and have a live scan done on you to make sure you're not a felon, a rapist, an arsonist, a murderer. Just because you feel that your rights are being violated does not... Listen, film all you want. Film all you want. I actually recommend that you film it. Because it will, if the officer is doing something to violate your rights, then I want that officer to be accountable for it. I am not for bad police officers. I want bad police officers off the road just as much as you guys do. Reason for it is I'm so sick and tired of watching my buddies that are good cops and myself that had 16 years on the job deal with this bullshit because a couple bad apples. And here's the way I'll explain it. All right? This is the best way I can explain it. There is bad people in every profession. There is bad priests, pastors that are raping little kids. There's teachers out there that are molesting kids. But do I still send my child to school? Yeah. You know why? Because the majority of them are not. And my kids know enough to say, well, my kids are old enough. They're pretty much almost done with school. But I have a 4-year-old daughter that's going to be starting all over. She's going to be smart enough to come home and say, Daddy, this happened, that happened. My daughter knows to open her mouth when something is being done to her. So she knows to come back and tell Mommy and Daddy. She knows that police are not bad. You guys out there that are telling your kids because you had a couple bad run-ins with the police, so you bitch about the police in front of your kids. So all of a sudden, your kids are saying that all cops are bad, and it's bullshit. And listen, I get it. I get it. Listen, I live in an area right now that, and it's not a specific area. I won't mention it. It's not the specific area that I live in, but around the area that I live in, there's cops that do like to, they're overzealous. They like to follow people. They like to stop people for ridiculous reasons. They like to stop people in 6-degree weather. I get it. It's overzealous. It's ridiculous. And I myself have bitched about it. And I made a mistake about bitching about it in front of my daughter. My daughter then thought that cops were bad. So I immediately addressed her on that. That police are not bad. Police are there to help you. Daddy made a mistake. Daddy was mad. And Daddy shouldn't have said that about the police officer. He's doing his job. He's out there to help you. Yeah, maybe those guys are being overzealous. Maybe they are pulling people over in 6-degree weather. But it just shows that they are aggressive. And they're not aggressive on stopping you in 6 degrees for a license plate light. They're stopping you for a license plate light to see if you're wanted for murder. But as soon as they don't stop you for murder, and you know, one of your family members is a victim of rape or murder or something, a violent crime, then everyone's going to come out of the woodwork and say, well, why wasn't the police patrolling the area? He had a headlight out in his car. Why didn't they stop him? So I don't want to hear that bullshit, because in my 16 years, I have never, ever written somebody a ticket for a headlight. I apologize. I did one time, and I'll explain why. But 90%, 99.9% of the time, I've never stopped somebody for a headlight and wrote them for it, or stopped them for a license plate light and wrote them for it, or a turn signal, or a very petty infraction. What I did do is make sure they weren't drunk, make sure they weren't felons with any weapons in the car, and make sure they weren't wanted. You know how many wanted people I've taken off the road for those ridiculous reasons? So I do not feel bad about that, okay? And those ones that I've made arrests on them, I had to file a citation because it proved the reason why I actually stopped them in the beginning. And then there was one time where I stopped a girl for it, and as soon as I walked up to the window, she immediately started popping off with arrogant, terrible attitude. I asked her to calm down. She started screaming, throwing things in the car, calling me all types of names. And at that point, I just said, enough. I am actually writing you for driving with your high beams on. I've never written somebody with that. But her, I did. So, guys, that is another thing. You get stopped. Why do you have to haggle and hassle? Why? Stop going on YouTube. Stop trying to get a law degree off YouTube. Okay? These are not lawyers. These are idiots that watched one too many YouTube videos and they're trying to make their own, and then it's a chain reaction. Everybody is doing it, and it's going to get someone hurt. I mean, you refuse to get out of your car when you're ordered to get out of the car for officer safety reasons. Now, a gentleman told the officer, I'm not telling you if there's a gun in the car. That's none of your business. That's a red flag that there is a weapon in the car. The officer has this much of the window. He can't get his arm in the car to control the guy if he was to go reach for something. So, yeah, he had his firearm out and said, get out of the car. That's 100% total legit reason to get someone out of the car. And yes, with your gun out. Okay? Did he have it at his head? No. Did he point at him? No. But he was at the ready in case this guy pulled something out of the center console. Okay? No one's watching the videos of these guys, or they're not posting the videos into their videos of guys getting shot for no apparent reason, just because they hate cops, or they're wanted for something big. So I'm filming on the iPhone. I apologize for the shakiness. I apologize for the volume popping up and the low battery indicator. I could sit here all day, and I will make a longer video on this. I just wanted to go live for a second to vent this out. Anyone else has any comments they would like to discuss with me, I would love to go live with you. I would love to sit down, have a live video discussion with you. an irrational discussion, and hopefully educate you on what police have the authority of doing and what they do not have the authority of doing, or what you are entitled to do upon. I mean, I just saw a guy. They said they're going to run the dog around the car. You don't need probable cause to run a dog around a car. It's on the outside of the vehicle. They are 100% authorized to run a canine around your car. If it indicates, then that is probable cause to search the car. Who does that? I've never had a dog run across my around my. I've been pulled over plenty of times. I've never had a canine run a dog around my car. You know why? Because I wasn't a jerk. I didn't give them indication to throw up red flags that something might be in the car that they want to cooperate. All right. If you say you're not getting out of the car, and you roll the window up, guess what's going to happen, guys? The window's going to get broken, and you're going to get taken out of the car, and then you're going to jail for obstruction. That's right, obstruction. You know, the definition of obstruction is prevent any officer from doing his job. So, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll get back to you, and hopefully we can get a live video going quick. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Now, what will you do?